my name is Martin and welcome back to another video. The industrial place that you probably never knew about. Well, you may know about it, but I didn't know about it. Forgive the bit of an artistic license with the YouTube title. Cromford in Derbyshire. So, there it is on the map. I've shown it in relationship to Manchester, where I'm from. Now, it really is a fascinating place and I was taken there and shown round. So this video is a bit of a dip your toe in the water of Cromford, certainly a place to visit if you can get there. So we operate today under the ever-present spectre of that well-fed industrialist, Sir Richard Arkwright. And it's all about water. Most of today's video is about water, channeling water, utilising water for power in the mills. So without further ado, let's crack on with the video. So let me introduce you to today's team. We've got Marcus, aka the Drain Maestro. We've got Roy, international man of adventure, who's going to get us all these stunt shots. And we've got Adam, who's interested in all the old industrial archaeology, and he invited us down to Cromford to take a look around. I can only describe him as the mastermind because he provided most of the information for what we're going to look at today. So thank you very much, Adam, and I'll introduce him again later in the video. Okay, so here we are in Cromford, and we're going to go firstly to take a look at small detail, but really nice, in a place called the Via Gallia Mill. This original mill that you can see here, built of stone, was built at the end of the 18th century, but the brick and mortar building was added around 1866. The original building was water powered, as I will demonstrate, but the 1866 mill was steam powered. The valley that it's in takes its name from Philip Gell, I think I've got that right, a baronet of the Council of Derbyshire, who built the road through the valley in 1790, and the mill was known for producing Viella, a world-famous wool and cotton composite that was originally produced at the mill when it was taken over in 1890. At the end of its production life, the mill was sold in 1983 and it's now currently business units. But if we take a look inside, there's just a small detail I want to show you. There you go, only a small detail, but the only way I can describe this in my layman's terms is a wooden depth indicator. So obviously there's a great big water tank on top of the mill, and this probably had a float in it and gave an indication of when the water tank was full. But just a nice little detail that we wanted to show you. Now let's go over to the water-powered mill. We can take a look at the lodge here, and we'll show you the water system that powered that. Right, so we've got a mill lodge, which was obviously quite common back in the day, because the water-powered mill, if it ran out of water, you were knackered. So you needed a good source or holding of water, so you got the mill lodge there. I don't want to teach you how to suck eggs here, I know you know all this stuff. So we've got the mill lodge, and it's dropping down. I'm going to show you behind the camera, underneath the mill, and obviously it drives a wheel. I want to get down there and see if there's a wheel, but I don't think we'll be able to. I might send Marcus down. Go the other way. So we took a walk down the valley towards Cromford, and you can see how they've utilised these water courses that run down these natural valleys. But we wanted to take a look at where the tail race for the mill came out. So I found the tail race where it comes out on the other side of the mill. Very small, but I'll show you just over there. I'll get a zoom for you. So absolutely wonderful. So all that water that drove the wheels in the mill comes out just there. So let's get a closer look and we'll send Roy in, shall we? Yeah. So as we walk further down the valley, we're going towards Cromford here, the evidence all the way of this little watercourse being channelled and utilised in weirs and sluice gates and all sorts. What are you up to, post 10? Great. More water. So obviously what they've done is they've controlled this water flow and it's gone into what looks like a series of ponds, as you can see here. And then it's been channeled and funneled and all sorts. All along its length, this little water course has been messed with, tampered with, weired up, used to drive wheels, and we're not even down in Cromford yet.
Yeah, welly fail.
Oh, you've not had a welly fail?
Welly fail, it's pretty treacherous in there, even though it looks shallow.
So that little stream there now disappeared somewhere, hasn't it?
Yep.
Under the village.
Disappeared somewhere.
And we're expecting to find it further down the road here.
Yeah.
Reappear.
Hopefully somewhere down here.
Aye. Right.
Right then.
We think we've found where the water comes out.
There you go.
And I'm going to show you. Now the last time I saw one of these, it was in ruins and it was in Yorkshire. But we've found an original in one piece. Take a look at this. That's unbelievable, isn't it? And there's the reappearance. Okay, so initially looking at the arrangement, I thought this was an undershot water wheel, but apparently it's overshot according to the literature. If you look at this little bit of footage here now, there's two big pipes here that feed into a tank on the top, and then that tank drops the water down onto a wheel. But how did they get the water up there? Must have needed pumping up there. Anyway, let's crack on. What's in there, Marky?
That's where it emerges. Just there.
Yeah. So there you go, that's where it emerges. I must admit I do find things like this quite fascinating to look at. Apparently the wheel used to turn up until recently, but according to the owner it's misaligned and needs repairs until it can turn again. But what a beautiful thing, 1860. It's incredible, that, isn't it? If you look down there you can see up mountains. Can you see up mountains here for everything?
You have your GoPro through here?
Yeah, you probably get a better one because you've got that.
Said you can't short market down there.
Yeah, we need to send you in there, don't we? Reckon you could get in there?
I could if I wanted to, but I don't have the waders.
I could if I wanted to, but you know what I mean? Not today. So that's goes underneath here and into pond, which I suspect is a holding pond, and there'll probably be an outlet somewhere down there, and it'll drive something else because they don't waste this water. They keep this is a precious resource, so this will be literally serve as the town village pond, but obviously there'll be another feed somewhere. There's no way that's just sitting there. Now the wheel dates from 1860 and it was attached to the Cromford colour mill. It was used for grinding materials that were used in pigment production. That's interesting. And 1860 is quite a late wheel. But I suppose why would you use steam when you've got this readily available supply of water running down the valley that can power your wheel? Just looking at that, it looks like the bit that might be misaligned, and that's why it doesn't turn anymore, needs repairs. It's that lake there, Greyhound Pond.
That's Greyhound Pond, yeah.
So next thing what we're seeing
is the bear pit.
The bear pit.
Sidewalk. Good walk that.
Right, so today I'm not the expert. I brought along Adam. Adam runs an Instagram page called Forgotten Pumps, don't you?
That's right, yeah.
Because you've got this interest, this niche interest in pumps.
Yeah, and the old, forgotten, lost.
The lost stuff, the stuff we like really. So he's brought us here to Cromford, and I wasn't aware of this place. I didn't realise it was so interesting. So Adam, what are we looking at here?
So this is what's known as the bear pit. It wasn't for keeping bears in, but it sank into what is Cromford sough. So Cromford sough was built to drain the lead mines up in Bonsall, and the bear pit with its weir arrangement inside could divert water from Cromford sough over to Greyhound Pond to top it up over the weekend.
Oh, we just looked at that, haven't we?
Yeah. So when the mills were shut down on a Sunday, this would divert water from Cromford sough over to Greyhound Pond, ready to start the mills again on a Monday morning.
Built in 1785 by Sir Richard Arkwright. Yes, of Arkwright mill fame. This is known locally as the Bear Pit, and I'm going to try and explain to you how it works. Like I say, I love this thing. Okay, so we've got this dichotomy whereby water is both a nuisance and a great resource. There's two inflows there. One of them is the Cromford sough, a mine drainage adit that Arkwright cut into. So, water being a nuisance to the miners, the Cromford sough drained the nearby fluorspar and lead mines. I think it's the lower one because it's got a little bit of iron ochre staining in it. In normal operation, water being a precious resource to Arkwright, he sent the water went onwards down those two outflows down to the mills in Cromford. Now, in the middle there, you'll see a sluice gate, a wall and a sluice gate. And what they did at the weekend on a Sunday was they dropped the sluice gate, that side filled up, and I think it went down the higher one, the higher outlet, over to the Greyhound Pond to fill up the Greyhound Pond. Now, even though you see water coming in there on the right from the higher inlet, which isn't an inlet, we think that's backflow from the Greyhound Pond. We think that's what it is. Normally it will be flowing down towards the pond down there. So that side fills up and it goes over to the Greyhound Pond to fill it up, so that Arkwright's got a big reservoir of water for any dry periods. Now, this interfering with a mine drainage sough, the Cromford sough, enraged the mining community and the mining industry, because Arkwright was interfering with the drainage mechanism. And when they came, obviously Monday morning after it all backed up into the mine, which didn't go down well at all. Later, though, the Leabrook sough was cut, and it was cut at a much lower level than the Cromford sough, and the Leabrook sough drained the mines. It starved the Cromford sough of a lot of its water. Now, the Leabrook sough was cut in 1837, so this was considerably later on. It's a chilly November day and the light is failing, but this is what happens when you don't film the proper links on the actual video. You have to come out and refilm them. Anyway, so why did Richard Arkwright choose Cromford to build his mill? Well, he had two water sources. He had those brooks that were cascading down the hillside, which I've shown you, and also he had the Cromford sough. Now, when we looked in the Bear Pit, the Cromford sough is a shadow of what it was, because don't forget, later they built the Leabrook sough, and that took away much of the water. It was built at a lower level. The Cromford sough was a source of water when it was in full flow, and he had those brooks that were cascading down the valleys. The other thing he needed was manpower. He needed labour. Lots of lead mines in the area, and the lead mining industry was going into decline. So you had all these workers that were now looking for a new source of income. So he chose Cromford. So Richard Arkwright, with one of his engineer friends, developed the water frame to spin cotton. We know why he chose Cromford. It says he utilised the Cromford sough and the Bonsall Brook. So I wonder if that brook we've been looking at is the Bonsall Brook. I couldn't find a name for it, to be honest with you. But anyway, he built this, which was the Cromford Mill. He built it in 1771, and it's considered the first water-powered spinning mill in the world. It's a World Heritage Site and worth a visit if you come to Cromford. The whole of Cromford is, but if you do come to Cromford, make sure you come to visit Cromford Mill. I'm interested in the water and where it went and all the rest of it. Let's take a look around. So that's inside that bit of a head race there. That's going at a downwards angle. It looks a bit rocky. It'd be interesting to go in there, and then over this side you can just see there. That's the best shot I can get for you, that really. Well, a beautiful little weir we've got there. This is interesting as well. This is in the yard of the mill. You can see like possibly a cast iron head race there that brought water in, dropped it onto a water wheel. I'm just going to show you outside the mill. You can see where the water came across the road here and into the mill. That's the other side of that cast iron trough. Here back in the yard you can see where there's been a wheel, a water wheel, and I'm going to show you a picture now that shows you the arrangement here. And our head race, our cast iron trough is where X is. But look at that, that just shows exactly how it was. Amazing picture that, innit, even though it's poor quality. So apparently this area is also famous for lead mines and fluorspar mines. Where are we headed now?
So we're heading up to the entrance to Wapping Mine.
Wapping Mine?
Wapping Mine.
Right.
It's not 100%
lead
how it's
mine.
pronounced. Lead mine, yeah.
Lead on. On the way to the lead mine we were discussing the connection between drinking milk and preventing the absorption of lead. Discuss.
You know what
Have you got
milk
your milk with you, guys? Milk?
Yeah, I've got my milk. He doesn't know, does he?
No.
What's it called? Oh yeah, the dodgy one.
Up there, all in the wall. There used to be a sign up in there. I'd get stuck here if I went in, I'd never get out.
Is this the dodgy one?
Yeah.
This is the one we won't
We
be
get
doing.
to-
You get up there, there's a tight squeeze we can go up and crawl through.
Right.
It looks like rocks.
So apparently the entrance to this one's a bit of a dodgy one because you go down there and then you have to go upwards. So we're not doing it today, but I'll show you what I can. Right. And then you go up there, you see, like that, into mine.
Yeah, so we just send you through that crawl and have a look.
It's actually not too bad, I
No.
could do that. It depends what the drop's like on the other side of here.
Yeah, well, we just take some rope.
It's probably not too much of a drop. Oh,
Need overalls.
looks,
come back equipped, better equipped.
yeah, some timbers in there. Very interesting.
I know.
Need to go and take a look at that. Interesting. Don't drop my torch on the other side of that thing.
Where is it?
I've left it there, you'll see it when you go in.
Yeah, the other one's just a walking.
So this isn't, not much to this one.
I've got my head.
Have you?
Stoop under that one, you know.
Yeah. Right, so that's interesting there, look at that. Right, this is the part where I have to shut up because I don't know what I'm looking at. I looked up galena, the ore of lead. Is that what I'm looking at? I'm not quite sure, but it's very interesting. I'm uneducated here, so I don't know exactly what I'm looking at. People will know what I'm looking at. But that's quite interesting. Okay, so here's another lead mine. This is a bit longer, this one. We can go into this one. And what I've done is I've speeded it up for you because it is, you know, it's just all rock that we're looking at. We do see a little bit of evidence of what they may have been chasing in this mine. Nice for a bit of a walk in, quite safe, they're quite dry, no hazards in this one or anything. But lead mining in this area goes back hundreds of years. I mean, like hundreds and hundreds of years. I mean, they're talking, when I started to read up on it, they were talking about the the 1200s and things like that. I'm not quite sure how far this mine goes back because it's very difficult. This is one of quite a few, as you've seen. Big spider there, well, big for me. And as you can see, it works on multiple levels as well. We've got upper levels as well up there. Look, probably where they've chased the ore seams along. But yeah, hundreds of years old. But it says that they started using gunpowder in the 17th century. So 1600s, 1700s, they were blasting these things out, chasing the seams along. And quite an easy one, this one. Nice if you're up in the area, worth a bit of a poke round in this one. But I just thought I'd show you this one and speed it up because there's not a great deal to it. Yeah, so there you go, we're at the end now. Dead end.
Emerging from the mine.
Sweat on now. Sweat on after being in there. It's warm. Thing is, them places are always like mild, they're not cold. And you're walking and stooping. I'm doing that stupid walk again that I did in the car broke in Sheffield. Interesting that.
Yeah, and we've had our milk, so we're good, aren't we?
Yeah, we've had the milk, so we're not absorbing lead. So they're not massive mines. I'd like to try and research how old they are because they're not massively, you know, industrial mines. As you can see, it's probably just a small couple of men operation that have gone in there, chased those seams, and brought out what they can, and obviously sold it. Obviously, up here we're on the sort of on the side of a cliff here almost, if you like, in the woods. So I don't think it's been a massively industrial operation. It's just been a small, like I say, few man operation. I think, looking at it, if you look at the entrance there, it's not massive, is it? Not massive spiders, were they?
No, but they fight you.
We're British, we don't do big spiders. Anyway, in the woods around the mines, there's all sorts of evidence of bits of industry and bits of remains of things that you don't quite know what they are. This was well hidden away, a little water filled. I don't know what it is. And then when you brush away the leaves, there's more evidence of things. But very beautiful, these woods above Cromford, and well worth a walk round. And when you stumble across the mines, it is a bonus. Okay, so just down the road from Cromford is High Peak Junction Workshops. A nice little place where you can get yourself a coffee, and it looks like there's a bit of a working museum here as well. So by all means visit. But round the corner, we're at the bottom of the sheep pasture incline. And I found these, well, I found, there was these brake vans here, which was fantastic. But as we turn the camera around, that's the incline there. Okay, so Sheep Pasture Incline was opened in 1830-1831, and it was built to carry minerals and goods between the Cromford Canal at Cromford Wharf, which is where we are now, and the Peak Forest Canal at Whaley Bridge. There's the incline up there. It must have had a winding mechanism on it. And there's a whole underworld underneath there. That's bricked. And then you've got these big, obviously this had a bit of a drum on it and a cable winding system. But yeah, you can see up there where the incline went. Now I know what all you rail enthusiasts want me to do. Take a look in that wagon. So let's have a look. Nice. Oh, look at that. Love this. Amazing. Look at that. Brilliant that. Look at that. So you sat there as the guard on your seat, looking out the window, down train, and then obviously when you needed to get a bit of brake on, apply the handbrake, section. Adam, what we're looking at next?
So we're going to look at Leawood Pumping Station, which was built to pick water up out of the Derwent and top up the Cromford Canal.
Right, Leawood Pumping Station. What an absolutely stunning building. So as Adam says, the River Derwent is down here, down there, just in the undergrowth up there, and up here and up there, just up where you see the wall, is the Cromford Canal. So you need to get water from down there to up there, because water in the canals was very precious. They were very precious about the water. Without water, canals aren't navigable. Goods don't move. You'll lose money. Now what had happened was, apparently the Cromford Canal was supplied with water via the Cromford Sough and the Bonsall Brook via Arkwright's mills, but apparently what happened was, when they dug the Leabrook Sough, as you know, it turned the Cromford Sough into a shadow of its former self, so water became a scarcity. So after having temporary pumps pumping water from the Derwent up into the Cromford Canal, they suddenly decided they're going to have to do something permanent, and in 1850 the Leawood Pumping House became operational and started to pump its water. They have open days here, and I want to come and I want to see what's going on, because apparently some of the engines are still in here. Absolutely fantastic. What a place. And the chimney, I wish I had my drone with me really. I haven't got my drone with me today, but the chimneys, the top of the chimney is amazing. Right, Cromford, brilliant. Totally bowled over with the place. I might be coming back again. So thank you to Adam for showing us around and showing us all that stuff. Marky, as always, for keeping an eye on things, and Roy for doing all the stunt shots and getting wet and getting us all the close-ups on the ways and everything. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. See you in the next video. Bye for now.